Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining our EPIK Fall 2014 first webinar. My name is Daisy Byun and I'm an organizer for today's webinar. I really hope you have great opportunities to get informative tips from this webinar and have answers to what you have wanted to know. The presenter of today's webinar is one of our recruiters, Jae Shin. She will share the first step for 2014 for EPIK. There will be a Q&A session after the presentation, so please stay with us until the end of the presentation. Then let's start Korvia's first webinar for EPIK Fall 2014. Please welcome the presenter of today, Jae Shin. Hello everyone, my name is Jae Shin, a presenter of today's webinar, and it is my pleasure to have the webinar with you today. Stop.
Hello everyone, my name is Jae-shin, a presenter of today's webinar, and it is my pleasure to have the webinar with you today. Before we start our webinar, I want to apologize for our lack of contact. As you know, it was a little bit difficult for us to contact you immediately due to coming March intake. However, now we are here to take the first step for EPIK fall semester. During the webinar, we are going to talk about 3 topics: why EPIK, why Korvia, and the document you have to prepare. Let's start with EPIK. I know you already know many things about EPIK, but have you ever thought about what are good things of EPIK comparing to other programs? These are 4 advantages of EPIK. First, as a public school position, it is a definitely secure job. Funded by Korean government and based on 1-year contract, EPIK provides many benefits such as paid vacation, flight fee, housing, and various insurances. Also, most schools in EPIK have very friendly and welcoming environment for their ESL teachers since they have been working with foreign teachers for a long time. Second, EPIK is the biggest program in Korea to hire ESL teachers. In terms of mass recruiting system, EPIK gather many candidates at the same time and then place them to a different school position in a different city. It means many positions are there and more chances are there as well. Third one is EPIK is a really good opportunity for non-teaching experienced teacher in Korea. Because EPIK more focuses on your potential as an ESL teacher and your document preparation rather than your qualification or official teaching experience. So, even if you are just graduated without any working experience, if you do your best, you can get a chance in Korea. Also, if you have joint applicant, you can officially put his or her name in the application. With many positions EPIK has, EPIK will try to place you guys at least in the same city. Last thing is EPIK orientation. This is the very unique things because other programs rarely hold an orientation. Right before you start to work, maybe in the middle of August, you have to fly to Korea to take EPIK orientation. This is usually 2 weeks long orientation. And during this orientation, you will learn not only teaching skill, but also learn Korean culture. Okay then, why do you have to choose Korvia as your partner for EPIK program? As one of the biggest recruiting agency in Korea, Korvia Consulting always does our best for our candidates. Specialized in public school positions and been working with EPIK for 6 years in a row, we have well known the trend of EPIK. Simply, the right people for EPIK is someone who is passionate and adaptable, with a sense of empathy for Korean students. In addition, we have experienced various cases about documents so that we can guide you with the best option and suggestion. Last, before your arrival, you can make a friend who is in the same boat with you and share useful information through Korea community. And even after you come to Korea, you can enjoy our after arrival services like welcoming package and Korea party. From now on, I'd like to talk about what you have to prepare and add more information about the document for EPIK. This is the most important part in this webinar, actually. So everyone, please pay attention. Then let's go over EPIK process first. EPIK process is simply like this. At the first stage, you apply to EPIK with two initial documents, EPIK application and two recommendation letter. After that, EPIK coordinator will ask you to have webcam interview on Skype. After that, you have to submit your all other documentation. And don't forget, at this part, it is first come, first serve basis. Yeah. After the successful document submission, you need to prepare your arrival with the placement notice. These are documents you have to submit after you pass the interview. First one is your BA or BS diploma. Actually, you need to take 3 steps for this. First, please make a copy of it. If you submit actual diploma, they never return this. So please make a copy of it and then get it notarized from public notary and then get it apostilled. Apostille is an international notary. So to prove your document in Korea, you need it. In case you are not graduated until May or June this year, please submit your degree confirmation letter from your university first. But don't forget, you have to submit your diploma when you get it. Second one is criminal record check. This is another document you need an apostille. However, the criminal background check should be original document, unlike the diploma. And one sealed transcript and teaching certificate and hard copies of recommendation. Please get ready everything. To sum up this webinar, there are 3 things you have to do right now for the successful EPIK process. First, please prepare your first initial document to apply EPIK. I mean your application, EPIK application, and to recommendation letter. As far as EPIK application, we will send it to you via email after this webinar. So when you get it, please fill out the form as soon as possible. In the application, there are usually 3 parts. First one is your basic information filling part, like your education history and working experience. Second one is your personal essay. So you need to describe why you want to come to Korea as an ESL teacher and your teaching philosophy and how to overcome cultural differences. Please don't forget to focus on ESL teaching and education. The last part in the application is your lesson plan. you need to make your own lesson plan for ESL teaching in Korea, including worksheet or PPT file. And for recommendation letter, the letter should be from someone who observed you, like your professor, supervisor, or employer. Usually in Korea, the letter from a professor is considered the strongest. So for now, please look for who can give you the most powerful recommendation letter. Okay. Also, one thing really important in the letter is handwriting signature from the referee. Please make sure your referee put their ink signature with their title and contact number and email address. When you get ready everything, these two initial documents, please send it to your recruiter. Then we will start our screening process on March 1st. The initial document submission deadline is March 14th. So don't forget, you need to submit them from March 1st to March 14th. Second, if you haven't applied it yet, please apply for your criminal record check right away. It takes the longest time to get it comparing to other documents, so many candidates had trouble with it. Therefore, please apply for it right away. Last, if you haven't registered ESL certificate yet, please do it. And you need to finish the course and get the actual certificate before June because it takes time to deliver it to you. All right, these are everything I wanted to talk about today. For the last tip, I highly recommend you to get some experience for ESL teaching and Korean culture. And if you haven't joined our Facebook group yet, please join us to share useful information from the current EPIK teacher. Thank you for your waiting for 2014 Fall EPIK, and thank you for your listening today. We'll be back to you soon to help you out, and we believe we can see each other in Korea soon.
Thank you for the presentation, Jay. Now we are going to have a Q&A time. One of our recruiter, Ashley Ann, will do her best to answer your questions. Now, if you have any questions, please press the button to raise a hand, and I'll unmute your microphone. Or you could use the question box on the right, and our recruiters will respond to your questions immediately.
Thank you very much for your presentation, Jay, and thank you very much, Daisy. So this Q&A session will be going for 20 minutes. If you have any questions, please raise your hands or use the question box on the right side. But due to the time limitations, please ask only relevant questions about this topic, EPIK application. So if you raise your hand, I'll call your name and unmute your microphone. Those of you unselected, please understand us and use the question box on the right side. Sienna and Gina, our professional recruiters, will answer your questions as well. First, I would like to start our Q&A by answering the questions that I got through RSVP. First of all, Is there a difference in the application of EPIK National and EPIK Seoul? The answer is that EPIK Seoul belongs to EPIK. So EPIK Seoul is also called SMOE. So the SMOE used to recruit their own teachers a few years ago, but they started to recruit with EPIK from a few years ago. So they start to work together. Such as like Seoul SMOE, there are a few provinces have their own recruit teaching programs, such as Gyeongsangnam-do EPIK and Jeollabuk-do EPIK, which is also called Gyeongnam EPIK and Jeonbuk EPIK. Even though they are separated, if you would like to apply for those programs, we can help you, as well as EPIK Seoul and EPIK National. And second question was, should I make sure to have in-class hours when taking my TEFL course? I've heard that this is necessary to teach in Seoul. So the answer is, teaching certificate over 100 hours is fine, regardless of course type, either online or offline. However, only Busan city location requires 5 hours of teaching in-class practicum. So they only accept teaching certificate, including 50 hours of in-class practicum. And I can say if you have at least 20 hours of in-class component of your TEFL certificate, you will be given priority in the recommendation process with EPIK. But once again, teaching certificate over 100 hours is totally fine. And third question was, when is the deadline to turn in the EPIK Seoul application form? So regardless the location, as Jay said, deadline of your document submission, the first document submission for your EPIK application is March 14th. So starting from March 1st, please submit your documents and we'll receive your first round documents by March 14th, your application form and 2 recommendation letters. So please make sure to send all your documents before March or before 14th for sure. Okay, so from now on, we'll get the questions from whom raising their hands. Okay, we'll start with Michael. I'll unmute your microphone. Can you please say your questions?
Yes. Hi, this is Michael. I had a quick question about the deadlines for the various documents. So for the criminal background check, from what I've been reading online and from what I've heard from other sources, it takes roughly 3 months to 4 months to get your apostilled criminal background check. When do you guys want that?
Okay, so there will be 2 times of document submission. First is for your EPIK application, and second will be your visa application after you finish your interview with EPIK. So as Jay said, and as you may know already, by having it will take about 3 months to get your criminal background check, which is apostilled. So please apply for your criminal background check if you haven't yet applied yet, because the criminal background check is needed right after you finish your EPIK interview, and it will be around late April to mid-May.
Muted.
So another question about that is, from what I was reading online, is that your background check can be no older than 6 months when you arrive. Is that true?
Yes. Michael, this is Ann Park.
Yes, hello.
And yeah, hey, can I answer your questions, please?
Yeah, sure.
So you tell me you're not telling me that you haven't applied your criminal background check yet.
So I've had my fingerprints done, but I've yet to submit the application, because if I submitted it now in February, by the time 6 months rolls around, it'll be August, and it'll be expired. If I need to, present it when I arrive in September, it'll be expired. Is that true?
Oh my. If you have not submitted your FBI check yet, then that is the first thing you're going to have to do next day morning. Okay? You're going to have to do it right away, because like you said, it will take minimum 60 days by you getting the background result only. And it will take another time for you to getting it apostillized, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the deadline is like, basically this process goes on this way. So we are going to gathering your documents by March 14th, okay? And we're going to submit those documents, those application documents to EPIK between March 14th and April 1st. And after April 1st onwards, EPIK organized the interview times. And so your interview will be organized from April 1st till, let's say, May time, okay? Then, okay, let us let's guess you're going to having an interview on April 10th, right? And your interview result will be coming after 2 or 3 days later only. And once you, let's say you pass your interview with EPIK April 8th, then we're going to request you to submit your visa documents, which include your criminal background check, right away. You know what I mean? So your documents must be ready by then, by any time April. So the first come, first base serve means as soon as you pass your interview, we are expecting your documents will be ready to come in to us almost right after. So now it's great. We are still February 18th today, 19th. So you're applying it now, then 60 days, hopefully you can get your FBI check by sometime middle of April or something. That's the best case scenario. Or if it takes longer, then your chances will be getting lower. You know what I mean? Your chances for you to going to the place you wanted will be lower. Especially as all of you guys know, Seoul and Busan is extremely competitive. So those candidates are preparing their documents much in advance. So most of them are ready with their documents right after their initial interview. Okay?
Yes. So it's 6 months from the date of your application, not the date that you arrive, correct?
6 months valid before starts in September means your documents which you have got in February is fine.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We are talking about the results are coming from February, then that's fine for August position. So please do it right away. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Unmuted.
Okay, anybody questions? Anybody have questions? Okay, Haley, we'll unmute your microphone.
Hello. My question was, you were talking about the interviews that would be in April and May.
Mm-hmm.
If we know we're going to be out of town and away from our computer for a couple of days in April, would that affect being able to get an interview, or could we work around that?
Haley, I'm sorry, I couldn't get your questions. Can you please say that again, please?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. My question was that I know I'm going to be out of town for a few days in April, and you said the EPIK interviews would be April and May.
Okay.
Would I be able to work around those, or would that affect anything?
Okay, so on the application form, there is a section that you can put down the available time for your interview. So if you are planning to go somewhere else, please avoid to put the date on your application form for your interview time.
Okay. Thank you.
But we suggest you not to like travel around outside of your country during like mid-April to early May, because that time will be the peak season for the interview.
Okay.
And the first come and first served will be applicable for your interview. So we hope you to stay in your country, not travel around the world. Okay?
Okay.
Muted.
Hey, Haley.
Hi.
So is your travel already planned?
It's not set in stone, but it's not out of the country. It's just a canoeing trip, so I won't be able to have my computer for about 4 days.
That sounds good. I mean,
Okay,
the EPIK interview will be arranged via Skype.
Okay.
So wherever you goes, it's basically if you can be ready with your maybe notebook and like you have certain equipment with your camera and microphone, it's simply you can do your interview wherever you go. Okay? So basically, if you know the time difference with Korean standard time, let's say, EPIK will having an interview from 9:30 a.m. till 12 p.m. and then they're gonna having another interview from. Oh, Haley, I'm gonna have to mute you. I'm sorry. Bye. All right. So you can, so if you're available to having an interview between those time when EPIK will having an interview, then that's not a problem at all. However, I'm gonna have to say you're gonna have to be in a very safe place to have a very stable internet connections, so that your webcam and everything is fully ready, and your professional outfit is extremely important as well. So I was noticed some people was having their interview at a cafe or with their iPads, and they just hold their cameras during the interview. And as you know, the interview will goes on like minimum 30 minutes, and it may goes another 40 minutes. And you're gonna hold it up, and it's gonna keep moving and shaking. Like it's not going to be a good interview. Okay. So let's say if you are going to travel around, and let's say if you're only available for an interview in the afternoon, then you can give us certain time frame, then you're only available this and that time frame. Then EPIK will organize the interview that way, and EPIK will give you the notice about 2-3 days in advance, so you can be able to prepare yourself for the interview. So having an interview is not going to be a big deal, but I was noticed some people who is in Europe or, like in England or somewhere else, then sometimes they were having an interview like 2 a.m. their time. That's possible. But like unless you don't hesitate to having an interview anytime with EPIK circumstance, then it's going to be goes on. However, if it doesn't work, your schedule just doesn't work in the scheduled time, then it's okay. Please let us know. Then we can rearrange the schedule 1 or 2 times again.
Unmuted.
We'll get just one more questions because of the time. Does anybody have questions? Another questions?
Hi, Johnny. You can
Hi.
say something.
I just wanted to follow up on the question that was asked earlier about the timeline. My understanding is the first come first served process really is after the interview once EPIK receives all of your documents. So therefore, whatever takes the longest, let's say the criminal background check, if you receive that, let's say in April or even May, then that's when we submit it. You guys are going to be submitting it all together, right? It's not going to start when they only receive the application.
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
FBI check and those certain documents cannot be submitted different time. However,
Okay.
maybe you haven't graduated your degree, then it's okay for us to getting a graduation letter from your university, right. And it can be submitted beforehand. And also about TOEFL certificate, if you haven't completed it, then you can write down that's one of the declaration that I'm going to complete it for sure before the semester begins. And those documents can be submitted before, but your criminal background check and those documents are essential.
In my case right now, I have, I graduated, I have my TOEFL and everything. The only thing that I'm waiting for is my criminal background check. Will I be able to?
When did you apply it?
I applied for it, I think around mid-January. I submitted it to the FBI. Then, as you mentioned earlier, I have to receive it back and get it apostilled. So that's going to take the longest time. Will I be able to schedule an interview without that document still pending?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Your interview can be definitely arranged without you having your FBI check. Okay. The first come first service means, so let's say you pass your interview, then you can as soon as you have your posted criminal background check ready, then you can submit your documents.
And then that's when
I guess and I guess if you applied mid-January, then I guess you're in a safe timeline. Yes.
Okay.
However, Johnny, I was noticed that some people just waited until FBI check became available. But I think you better check it out after 60 days. Time goes on, you're going to have to check out if it goes on all right.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely follow up with them.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Any other questions, or anybody wanted to be re-answered of your questions you put on the question box? Please raise your hand or.
Okay, Krista, we'll unmute your microphone.
Hello?
Hi.
Okay, so I posted a question about, because I have not graduated yet, and on the EPIK application, it has current level for qualification and then expected qualification. And so I was just going to re-ask, so I put if I had graduated, what for the current?
Krista?
Yes?
Your degree is one of the, how do I say, basic basic thing. So if you haven't graduated yet, and after you graduated, doesn't make any difference with your grade. Okay?
Right.
So you are currently put that your expected, your current salary grade is level 3, is that right?
I also have the TOEFL certification.
Yes, then it doesn't make any difference. So
Okay.
you are expected to be a a second level candidate. Yeah, even before your graduation, you're going to be the same level.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to quickly answer some of your questions. Brenda, is TOEFL Academy the best certification for the EPIK program? Best certification. Well, let's say if you have majored education, or if you majored English or English literature or something education related degree, that'll be the best thing. However, if you are just regular major graduates, then TOEFL certificate and CELTA certificate and TESOL certificate and TESOL certificate, those things are equivalent certificate, and those are only, equally treated at an EPIK program. However, if you get the TOEFL certificates by offline, then that would be definitely definitely highly recommended. However, it's still the pay category is the same. Paige, what's your questions? Application that was already online. I'm not sure if I'm sorry. So you already print out your application form, right? I think if you have already fill out the application form, I don't know, because there are so many EPIK applications. So what kind of application form you've been filled out? However, after this webinar, we're gonna provide you the EPIK application form, and it's going to be only like slight changes, so you can just see the differences very easily. As time goes by, there may be further changes made in by EPIK as well. Then we are going to notify you too, and it's going to be, we don't expect the huge changes on the application form itself. Okay. La Ronzia, you still confused on the process of first come, first serve. First come, first serve means they are not gonna wait for the candidates who has excellent qualification if they do not ready with their documents. They rather choose just graduate candidates with full documents ready. That's what the first come, first serve mean. So that we are keep telling you, repeating you, you're going to need to prepare your documents very quickly. I mean, earlier than others. So as soon as you have your interview, you submit your documents, then, even though they are having another interview with like 5-year experienced candidates who has teacher certificate and everything, but you're going to still have chances. Then the other you can compete the other experienced candidates. That's what the first come first serve means. Okay. Right. Can you apply to EPIK and GAPIK? Well, that is a good question. Yes, if you are working with Korvia Consulting, you can apply EPIK and GAPIK at the same time. And your recruiter will tell you how to do it. However, you're going to focus on applying EPIK first and find out the result of EPIK first, because GAPIK usually take place much later than EPIK application process, and GAPIK usually more competitive, and it's not first come first serve basis recruiting. Okay, it's more like headhunting, and they're like looking for experienced candidates more. So you have much better chances applying EPIK at your first time applying jobs in Korea. Justin, So EPIK hires for candidates wishing to be placed in Jeonbuk too. If you like to apply for Jeonbuk province, then luckily, Korvia Consulting recently having another contract with Jeonbuk Provincial Office of Education, and you can tell your recruiter, and you can apply both Jeonbuk and EPIK. EPIK covers a bit of Jeonbuk province as well, but you will have more chances applying directly to Jeonbuk Board of Education with us. Right. Do we scan the documents and send over the... Do we scan the documents? Oh, Stephen, after you complete for the application documents, you are just fill out the form by internet and then just submit the documents by email. Your letters of recommendation supposed to be original and it has to be scanned. So you're sending me one electronic copies of the application form and 2 scanned copies of letters of recommendations. And once you pass your interview, then we will request hard copies of your every documents, which includes printed out and signed application form and your criminal background check, original apostilled, and your degree, original apostilled, and original recommendation letter, which signed as well. Okay? Yep. Thank you very much. Ashley, can you take place the mic and continue having the webinar, please?
Okay, thank you very much for the questions and share your questions with everybody. Okay, so it's time to wrap up our webinar. And as we said, we'll send you the application form as well as survey for our webinar today. So please start to complete your application form and submit your survey as well, please. Okay. Okay, if you have any other questions, please post on Facebook, and then one of our recruiters will answer your questions, and you can also share the questions with everybody. Okay. And we also have another webinar as well. So please, I hope to see you all at our next webinar as well. Thank you very much again, and we'll hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you for staying with us. I hope this webinar and Q&A session were helpful for you to prepare for the EPIK process. If you have any further questions, please check with your recruiter and take part in our Facebook community. Another thing is we like to ask you guys to give some feedback on our webinar. That will be a big help for working on a better service in the future. Please take a few minutes to fill out our survey through the link provided. Thank you again for joining our webinar, and I hope we'll see you guys all at the next webinar. Bye!